Kia ora koutou and welcome everyone for another episode with DevOps with Zach. So today's session, I'm going to talk about the AWS DevOps Agent, which was announced last year at re:Invent in 2025, and now it's generally available. So think like this. So you're a developer or a platform engineer or SR engineer. You get a page around like 2 a.m. in the morning, and you get up from the bed and you have to go to your work table or a place where your laptop is, and you're starting to troubleshoot it. So imagine in this process, while you are going to do your troubleshooting, if someone is already started your investigation while you're on the laptop, what if you can get all these root cause and what went wrong, all this information, like valuable information, before you start the remediation. So DevOps Agent can do that. So we have like amazing 2 demos later. The first demo, I'm going to show you like fully autonomous troubleshooting, and it can start from the troubleshooting, send all these valuable informations to your Slack channel. And the second one, we are going to use the DevOps Agent integrated, the inbuilt the chat window, and we are going to see how it can work and interact with the DevOps Agent and see. So rather waiting, let's jump into DevOps Agent dashboard and let's see how it works of it. Cool. So once you created your agent space, it's super simple, and you can see something like this. And I already have a EKS Troubleshoot. So as a Kubernetes EKS platform engineer, so this is what I wanted, right? All the demos are related today, related to Kubernetes and EKS, but DevOps Agent is not only for Kubernetes. So don't think like, okay, these only support EKS and everything. No. So the purpose about the agent spaces, you can have different agent spaces. Like say you want to have like ECS troubleshooting for your ECS clusters. And let's say you want to have only for the production one. So you can configure as it is how your troubleshootings, and you can segregate your agent spaces. And if you want to have for your serverless stack, you can have a separate agent space for that, rather having the single one for everything. It's good to have separate agent spaces so you can segregate and give the permissions granularly for all these things. Cool. So the capability providers, currently DevOps Agent support these capabilities, and I have already configured my testing Slack channel. So you can see it's already integrated with the agent spaces. I haven't configured anything like Azure Cloud or GitHub, GitLab. So the pipeline, this is really amazing, because imagine in a way that your application is crashing after a deployment. So DevOps Agent can see, okay, to find which commit or which PR, or through your pipeline, it can find out like, okay, this is the reason the application is breaking now. And it supports some other observabilities as well, like other third-party observability platforms. You can see New Relic, if you have your own Grafana, and you have your own Splunk, Datadog, Dynatrace, it supports these features as well. And you can bring your MCP servers and integrate with DevOps Agents. So imagine in your organization, if you have like multiple MCP servers or one MCP server for multiple other tools, you can integrate with DevOps Agent as well. And you can integrate with PagerDuty, ServiceNow, those tools. So far, these are the current features supported. But if you feel like, okay, I need this new feature here, like obviously you can go to feedback and let AWS team knows these are the things you would like to have in the future. Cool. So let me open my agent space. And here is already configured to my current AWS account. So this is the primary source. So it can, it's aware about like what are the resources already there. So if I go here, it's already mapped 879 resources running in that account, and which is amazing. And if you want to have like secondary sources, you can have the other AWS accounts and you can configure here. But keep it simple. I'm not going to add multiple accounts. So I just wanted to show you how amazing this DevOps Agent works with my EKS troubleshooting. And you can have other capabilities like third-party observability providers or your pipeline, and communications already configured here, and MCP servers, and the webhooks. So the webhook, it's basically for these agent space. I have a separate webhook. I have configured this to set up the fully autonomous troubleshooting. So in the later demo, you will understand why this is configured. So basically, I have the CloudWatch alarm configured my applications. So if something goes wrong, let's say it's alarm state, it will trigger the Lambda function. The Lambda function will be triggering these agent space, this webhook, and it will start the investigations going on. But don't worry, the demo we can see all in live. And if you go here in the top right corner, you can open the DevOps agent. Cool. Now we have this chat window that we can interact with the DevOps agent basically, and you can see in the left side corner here we have incident responses, prevention, topology, and artifacts. So the incident response, here we can see the previous incidents that I have investigated, and it's linked here, and the daily investigation frequency, all these metrics, you can get it, and this is amazing. And the prevention, this is really amazing. So here, currently the prevention runs weekly, or if you want to, you can run it now. It will scan all these my infrastructure, and currently you can see some EKS stuff here, like so this is one like EKS auto mode compute requirements to prevent undersized node provisioning. So the Carpenter, so it's giving something related to Carpenter, that it's undersized node provisioning is happening. And I saw another one like OM kills. So this is something very common in Kubernetes ecosystem, right? So if you see a pod like it's keep crashing, which means like out of memory kills. So this is kind of giving you a proactive prevention, a warning, like a red alert. Okay, there's something going on here. Please have a look, so we can investigate and we can prevent it, rather it's causing some issues in the future. So this is really amazing. And it can, it's showing like a code optimization, there's a 1, and observability, there are 3, infrastructure 3, and governance 1. So it has some different categories. So each category, it shows these are things. So here, CloudFormation stack policy to prevent manual IAM policy modification outside IAC workflow. Implement the CloudFormation stack policy. So make sure any manual changes can happen out of this the entire workflow. So that is really nice. So that's what we wanted, right? Like we don't want to have like ClickOps or anything. It should be everything should be go through via IAC pipeline. Once it's deployed to production, we shouldn't be able to touch from the console. So that's a bad practice. So this is really nice. Export the topology. This is nice. So DevOps Agent basically learned and scanned all the resources in my account, and it knows all the connections like correlations. So if I go here and if I go to the components, you can see how massive. So even though this is my developer account, but I have some testing environments are deployed. If I zoom in, you can see it's all the correlations, all the resources are mapped. So it knows like what are the connection and what are the resources available. And so everything it understands. So this is really cool. I was like really surprised to see when I was testing this first time, and it's super amazing. So artifacts. So artifacts you can have like after your investigations, right? Like all these related to your RCA and everything can be stored here. But currently I don't have anything. Any chat sessions stored currently at the moment here. The next one, skills. This is very important, right? So you can let DevOps Agent know your skills. Like let's say your organization, the way you deploy EKS cluster, maybe it's be different than another organization, right? Maybe you are using Argo CD, some are using Terraform or some other tools. So you can have your skills added here. Like you can create a skill, and you can create a skill with a chat actually, and you can upload a skill.markdown file as a zip, and you can have your own skills to your DevOps Agent. That is super cool. So those are the current features available in DevOps Agent, but we are going to use our demo to make it more understand how these things works together. And rather waiting, let's jump into the first demo. As the first demo scenario, we are going to try some full autonomous troubleshooting using AWS DevOps Agent. So I'm going to describe the current cluster setup and all these application setup and the IAM permissions, so it's easy to understand what we are going to try it. Then we are going to break something and we'll see how the DevOps agent is going to be troubleshoot this. So we have a EKS cluster. Simple. Then it's an auto mode cluster. I don't have to set up all the hardship. So simply deploy the EKS auto mode cluster. So auto mode cluster comes with already the pod identity add-on. You don't have to install it. So I have configured the pod identity for my application, which is a simple pod here running. So as a database for this application, I have a DynamoDB table. My handwritings are terrible. So yeah, this N looks like an H. Forgive me. To access this, now we need an IAM role and a policy. So for IAM role, I have IAM role, which is used by this pod identity. Then this IAM role basically has a policy. So it should be able to access this. So application is running healthy and it can do this get item call from a DynamoDB table. So far it's all good. Everything's worked fine. But to test this out, what I'm trying to do, I'm going to make some changes. Let's change some colors. Cool. So the policy, I am going to make an error intentionally to trigger this. So once this is under the error state, the pod is going to crash. Obviously the pod unable to access the DynamoDB table, it's going to go into error state like crash loop back off, something like that. Cool. Now let's map this error scenario with our DevOps agent. So what happens here, all these application logs are pushed to CloudWatch. Put this like this. So I have a CloudWatch alarm configured for this app, which is this one. So CloudWatch CloudWatch alarm, we have alarm to check the pod health. So once the alarm went to the state like alarm state, which means it's unhealthy, what will happen? It will trigger a Lambda function. So the Lambda function will trigger the webhook we configured in AWS DevOps Agent. So now DevOps Agent knows like, okay, something going wrong with that application. Now let me start my investigation. So it will start the investigation. Not only that, so I have configured my Slack. Imagine midnight, you're getting a page saying like something going wrong, and while you're waking up and starting your, switching on your laptop or going to your table. So while you're doing that, DevOps Agent is basically started the investigation and doing all these troubleshooting. So while it's doing the troubleshooting, you can go and check obviously all the errors and all the output what the DevOps Agent is sending to the Slack. So the Slack, you will get a deep investigation, like layer by layer. It will check different scenarios and like if the network is okay, IAM policies are okay, everything. So it will check all the correlations like from the pod identity, IAM, and it will check any code changes happened recently. So everything. So yeah, we are gonna see everything on the demo, but I just wanted to explain this scenario, like how this entire flow gonna work. I hope this makes sense. So let's jump into the live. In here, I have a very simple pod running, and this app is basically accessing the DynamoDB table and get some items. So if I go to the web browser, so I have Ingress configured, so the app is healthy, all good. And how the observability works here. So if I go to my EKS cluster dashboard, and you can see I have configured this CloudWatch, Amazon CloudWatch observability add-on. So it streams all these metrics to the CloudWatch. So based on that, what I've done, I have created a simple alarm. It's checking the app health check. So currently the app is healthy, all good. What we are going to do now, we are going to break this and see how the DevOps agent's gonna trigger automatically via the Lambda function, and how the investigations gonna. Cool. So yeah, this is the DynamoDB table here. Is all good, all set, and this is the IAM role, which is used by that pod via the pod identity. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to do a small change and break it. Nice. So what I'm going to do here, explicitly, it's saying it has the get DynamoDB get item from the DynamoDB explicitly from this table name, which is this one. So what I'm going to do now, in the end, I'm going to put 3SS, all good, and next, save changes. Cool. Now we have a IAM policy. It's wrong, so I have a typo here. So if I go back here, if I put watch state, we can see in few seconds or minutes this application is going to fail. And I'm going back to the ingress, and I'm going to refresh it. So it's showing that, okay, the application having a access denied exception. So don't do this in production. This is a demo purpose only. So this error is appearing on the web page. If I go back to the pod, and you can see it's already unhealthy. So let's go to the now let's go to the health check. You can see start failing. Let me custom to 5 minutes. So error rates are keep increasing now. Go to 1 hour again, and let's come back once this is start failing and the alarm, it's go to the alarm state. Now you can see the alarm, it's in the alarm state now. Basically the application is under error, and if I go to the Lambda, you can see there's invocation happened here. And now let's go and see our Slack channel, which is we are expecting a troubleshooting by a DevOps agent, and here we go, and it sent the initial investigation. So now, which means the DevOps agent is already started this investigation, and it's gonna keep send all the troubleshooting here by each and every steps it took, and what are the areas it's checking, and everything it's checking. So here it says like, yes, HTTP find a error health check, and here it's saying the inline policy modified with the typo. Wow, it's quickly figured it out what happened. And you can see use AWS fanboy, which is me. I used the SSO access, and under the read policy, that's the policy document, and I add some extra SS. So which is amazing, right? Like it even says like it's a typo because it checked the real DevOps real DynamoDB table name, and it came up with this investigation saying, okay, this is what actually happened. So this is super cool. And If I go back to the DevOps agent here, and if I go to the incident response, you can see the incident response, it's already happening for this error. And this is how the DevOps agent is searching for logs and all the other changes. Like for example, it's checking for any infra changes happened. So you can see the agent runs all these investigations here. And it found like, okay, this is what it happened. And same time, it's checking some other changes as well, like EKS add-on updates. So CloudWatch observability 7 minutes before, it was crash loop back off. Yes, because I noticed before my demo, my CloudWatch observability add-on pod is like crashing, and because of out of memory. So I had to increase some memory. So it checks those observations as well, because it wants to check everything. And it checks all these health checks via the logs in the CloudWatch, and it keep investigate and go through each and every step by step. So let's go back to the Slack again, and you can see there's a new message here, and it will keep send you all its findings, and finally it will send you what is the proper root cause. I think it already has the root cause here. And you can see while we are doing it, and it keeps sending the messages to here. So this is really cool. So let's wait for a bit, and let's wait until the root cause. Cool. Now we can see that it did its observations, and it did all the observation, and it sending all the findings. Yes, it's mainly complaining that the manual change which I have done, and investigation, it's done, completed, and it's saying like, okay, this is the root cause why it's failing, and the findings are like IAM policy modification in the DynamoDB table resource ARN, breaking all app permissions. So the root cause is clear. User AWS fanboy, SSO administrator access to the console, and via the console. And if I've done in CLI, it will tell CLI, because I have tested different scenarios before, and it tells the even with this typo. That's super amazing, right? Like this is see the correlation. Like it's nothing to do with the Kubernetes change or anything. Changing somewhere in IAM level, and it did all the correlations and find it out everything. So how you might thinking how it knows this information, right? Where it's finding all these things. So yes, we are pushing all the application telemetry via the CloudWatch agent, but these informations actually it's taking via the if I go to my cluster observability, you can see I have enabled the audit logs and the for the control plane API server logs. So these logs contains all these valuable information about auditing, which user is doing changes and everything, and it knows like the DevOps agent can easily identify okay who did the changes and everything. So Kubernetes level, and the AWS account level, it definitely can access via the CloudTrails, because I don't have any CloudTrail streams, but you know, like for 90 days you can check all the audit logs from the CloudTrail. So it's going and searching for all these changes, what it has done. So this is the demo one. You can see end to end how things can correlate and troubleshoot. So if I'm going to wrap it up, so I made a typo error on my IAM policy, and it made the application to crash. Then CloudWatch alarm went to the alarm state. Then it triggered the Lambda function. The Lambda function triggered the webhook of DevOps agent, and DevOps agent start to investigation. So while it's investigating, the observations going on, it sends everything to the Slack channel. So I can see everything from the Slack channel, what happened, and eventually it will give the root cause, what has happened, and all the remediation plans and everything. So this is really amazing. And let's jump into our next demo. The previous demo, we saw how DevOps agent did the fully autonomous troubleshooting and gave us the root cause by triggering the automate Lambda function, trigger the webhook, all these scenarios. I have another demo. So this demo is basically, we are not going to trigger the DevOps agents automatically, but somehow I'm going to break this app manually to figure it out what's going on and what's wrong. For to do this, I'm going to use the DevOps agent, the inbuilt, the chat window, and interact with it and troubleshoot it. So in here, again, we have the same EKS cluster, and I have a pod running, and I have a Redis server here. So it's a Elasti cache. So here we have a security group. So the security group, we have opened the port for from access the pod should be able to access the Redis cluster. So via here. So from the network level, the pod should be able to access the Redis cluster, and it's work fine, and it's trying to access some data on the Redis cluster and trying to visualize on the web page. It's a very simple demo. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove the security group rule from here, and after that I'm going to go to the DevOps agent chat window and troubleshoot what's going on. So the moment I remove this rule, the pod will start to crash loop back off, and it's unable to access the Redis cluster. So let's jump into the live demo and see how things works and how DevOps agent is going to find the root cause with the troubleshooting. Let's jump in. All right, let's jump into the second demo. In this demo, we don't have any fully autonomous setup for troubleshooting, but we have a app running here. This app, get pod. So this app is trying to communicate with a Redis cluster, and if I go here, you can see Redis class name sg demo Redis, and it has a ingress as well. And here our setup is like, basically we have the security group configured for the Redis cluster, and I'm going to open the security group, and you can see the inbound rule from my cluster. It should be able to access the Redis port, which is 6379. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to edit this inbound rule, and I'm going to delete it and save it. So currently no any connection from the pod. Now I'm going to watch this pod till it's crash. So still ready, it's running. Let's check in few seconds. All right, I can see pod is not ready, and if I go back and refresh my ingress, so it's basically unhealthy now. So what we're going to do now, we are going to go to the DevOps agent, the chat window, and we are going to troubleshoot what's going on with the pod. Cool. So I already have the pre-set up prompt, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to paste it here. Basically the Redis app, the pod is in crash loop back off state in htdemo app namespace. This is the namespace, the cluster is this one, and in the region. So I'm gonna press enter. So now it start the investigation. So the investigation is going on, and it's checking all these correlations, what's going on. I can see here it's checking the Elasti cache, describe serverless cache, and it's saying, oh, nice. So within a few minutes, it got the root cause now. It's saying the security group, it doesn't have any rule. So it gives all these steps. So to fix it, it's saying, okay, you have to allow the rule to protocol TCP, and the Redis port is 6379, and at the EKS cluster VP CIDR, or if you have like pod security groups configured, at this as the source. So this is the remediation plan it's suggesting. So see, right, like it's amazing. So you can interact with this DevOps Agent chat window, and you can try to troubleshoot, and you can check. You don't have to go into multiple dashboard. For example, let's say your logs in a different platform, your metrics in a different platform, and your network logs in a different platform, and you don't have to go and manually check everything. All the correlations will be done by DevOps Agent, because we have already given the permission and all the integration. And this is a very simple demo, but it shows how important these things are. Like when we have like a enterprise platform, like you have multiple EKS clusters, multiple resources, very hard to troubleshoot each one by one, right? Like you might have different transit gateways, network VPC in a different account. So all the things can be integrated to the DevOps Agent, and it can correlate and find the root cause within minutes. So this one actually took less than, I would say, 2 minutes. So it's super amazing, and it gives the remediation as well. So that's the wrap up for this demo. So we have seen how DevOps Agent work, all the correlations, all the capabilities, and we have seen 2 demos, which are like simple demos, but I hope you really enjoyed it. I could able to show you the correlations, and one with the fully autonomous way, like automatically find the issue and trigger the DevOps Agent, and it gives you the root cause analysis and the remediations and everything. And the second one we manually troubleshooted with the chat window, which is the integrated with the DevOps Agent. So as I wrap it up, you can see how we are evolving in the AI era, especially with the generative AIs. So currently, these are the capabilities it supports with DevOps Agent. I hope it's going to be more in the future. So these demos are mainly on EKS, but let me know if you tried with like serverless stack and different like ECS or any other things. Let me know in the comment section, and I hope to come back with another amazing session with DevOps Zach. So take care. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.